It's 2026 and the old guaranteed career path? Yeah, it's officially extinct. Even a degree from a top tier university doesn't guarantee a seat at the table anymore. In fact, recent data showed Harvard Business School grads facing a 23% unemployment rate. If that doesn't make you sit up straighter in your chair, nothing will. So, if the most prestigious paths are cracking, how do you actually build a career that survives the next decade? Here's the uncomfortable truth. We're living in a moment where the cost of living is high, the cost of running a business is even higher, and companies are absolutely terrified of making the wrong hire. One bad decision can be expensive, and in 2026, caution beats optimism every time. At the same time, technology isn't a buzzword anymore, it's the engine. Around 60% of companies now say technology, especially AI and data processing, has fundamentally changed how they operate and who they hire. Even companies that haven't fully figured out their AI strategy are still acting like machines are ready to replace people tomorrow. That perception alone is enough to slow hiring to a crawl. Now, this is where things start to feel confusing. On one hand, you see headlines screaming massive unemployment. On the other, you see global labor shortage. Sounds like nonsense until you realize what's really happening. The problem isn't a lack of jobs, it's a shift in who's expected to do the training. In 2026, companies don't want to be your classroom. Training new hires now feels like a financial gamble they can't afford. Instead of hiring someone they need to teach, many employers would rather leave roles open or automate them than take a chance on someone who isn't ready on day one. Which brings us to what actually makes someone hireable now. Top firms are no longer looking for one dimensional specialists. They want what's often called T shaped or M shaped professionals, people who combine technical depth with human judgment. Looking at projections through 2030, four skill categories are now non negotiable. You need technological mastery, things like AI, big data, and cybersecurity. You need higher level thinking, critical reasoning, complex problem solving, and the ability to deal with ambiguity. You need human skills, resilience, adaptability, and influence, because robots still struggle with empathy. And above all, you need the meta skill, lifelong learning. If you're planning to finish learning, the market has bad news for you. So, how do people actually win in this environment? Here's the hard truth. If you're just applying to jobs through traditional portals and waiting for a reply, you're playing a game that's already rigged against you. The people getting hired in 2026 are the ones who remove the biggest fear employers have, the training burden. That's why freelancing has become one of the highest ROI moves you can make. Freelancing proves you can deliver real results for real people without needing supervision every 5 minutes. It turns you from a maybe into a proven asset. No onboarding fairy required. So yes, the job market is rough, but it isn't empty. The opportunities are there for people who stop waiting for a safe path and start building leverage instead. Take ownership of your skills. Create proof of work. Use initiative instead of permission. Because in 2026, the safest career move is building one that doesn't need anyone else's approval.